You'll be amazed by this movie. The price of XRP Ripple is going to go up on Coinbase, which is the biggest cryptocurrency market in the world. That's what experts say, even though it sounds crazy. Forecasts say that the price of XRP Ripple coin could go over $1,000 in just a few days, which is the most interesting thing. Let's do it one step at a time. We must not miss this. Nota bene. One more time, XRP is the talk of the town, but this time, Coinbase is the center of attention. Whale Alert, a company that tracks blockchains, says that a huge transfer of over $53.4 million worth of XRP, or 16.8 million coins, was sent straight from an unknown wallet to Coinbase. The reason for the transfer hasn't been confirmed, but the sheer size of it is making people in the crypto world curious. Some think it means a possible sell-off, while others think it's just a small part of a much bigger plan going on behind the scenes. XRP has been battling to get out of a period of stable prices and low trading volume. This move comes at a good time for the coin. Even though the charts are quiet, the action on the chain tells a different story. Whale Alert recently said that 35 million XRP, which is worth more than $108 million, were moved between unidentified wallets. Ali, an on-chain expert, says that whales have been buying the dip like crazy and that they've gathered over 130 million XRP in just 24 hours. Usually, an object that is going down in value doesn't move in this way. It seems more like positioning, which is planned, patient, and intentional. Short-term spikes aren't a bet for whales. They are getting ready for a bigger event. Now the attention is on Coinbase, a site that took XRP off its list while Ripple was in court with the SEC. Since Ripple won some court battles and regulators became clearer, XRP has slowly made its way back into limited trade-eye on the exchange, but a lot of people think this is just the start. It's said that Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, is hiding millions of XRP in secret wallets. This could mean that the exchange's top leaders are more optimistic about XRP than they say in public. There's been no official proof, but people who work in the crypto industry say that Coinbase might be planning to bring back XRP in a much stronger way, possibly by highlighting it through partnerships, integrations, or even future tokenization projects. If Coinbase starts to promote XRP again, it will be a big change. The market is still one of the most important places in the US to trade, and it can change how small investors feel. A new push could cause a huge increase in demand, especially if it happens at the same time as more whales buying and the market moving in general. There's a reason why Coinbase Ventures is already interested in projects that use the XRP system. The infrastructure is being built in a quiet way, the kind of progress that you can only see after prices have gone through the roof. The group behind XRP hasn't given up on the goal of getting to $4. That may sound impossible right now, but it's not impossible. The token has had huge price increases in the past, which were usually caused by speculation, people's fear of missing out, and action on key exchanges. XRP may finally have the room it needs to grow again now that the legal dust has settled and business interest is beginning to rise again. Not long ago, Stuart Alderati of Ripple said that this was the end of a long and painful phase. Now that things are clear, it's time to build. If Coinbase leads the way and re-embraces XRP, not just by listing it, but also by supporting it with products, teaching, and help for developers, things could change quickly. A $53 million move might look like just another big deal at first glance. But in this market, these kinds of moves are often the first signs of a big rise. Even though the price hasn't changed yet, it's clear that something is moving behind the scenes. But now is the time to buy XRP. Not only are these memes funny, they also show how people feel right before a parabolic move. But Barry's wild prediction caused the most discussion. He said in a post that has gone popular that regular people will one day be happy to pay $1,000 for one XRP. At first, that number might sound crazy or even silly, but he's not just making it up. He's making a case about psychology. In the same way that some people said Bitcoin would never reach $20,000, then $100,000, the same thing could happen with XRP. People could get in late and then feel bad about it. So when people are afraid of losing out, they don't ask if something is too expensive. Then you should ask yourself, how can I get in before it goes up? XRP is showing signs of a breakout setting from a technical point of view. It looks like the base above $3 is getting stronger. If volume goes up again, the $4 or $5 area might be next. That could cause a flood if it happens. Now that the SEC case is mostly over, the way forward looks better than it has in years. Of course, not everyone agrees with me. Some people say that for XRP to reach $1,000, its market value would have to go over $50 trillion, which is more than the entire world stock market. That is a real worry. But crypto has always done well with stories, and XRP has one of the best. It's useful, speed, and a real use case for going across borders to pay. Then there's the Coinbase part. There are questions about the rapid transfer of 53 million worth of XRP to the exchange. Are Coinbase getting ready to put the attention back on XRP? There is constant but unconfirmed talk that Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong personally has a huge XRP position. If that's true and Coinbase decides to put a lot of money into XRP after keeping it quiet for years, it could have a huge impact on the market. Coinbase has the power and reach to bring XRP back into the public. If that story takes off, prices could go way above what most people are expecting right now. The truth is that no one really knows where XRP is going. It's possible for things that don't seem possible today to happen tomorrow in a market that is driven by momentum, psychology, and the sudden alignment of big money and big platforms. Something is becoming more and more clear. It doesn't matter if it's $5, $50, or even $1,000. The story of XRP isn't over yet, and it may be about to start its most exciting part yet. Now let's get to what could be the most exciting part of the XRP story. Behind the scenes, Ripple is slowly taking over the world of money. You can't just guess about it either. It was said out loud by the CEO of Ripple. What's happening now might be the most positive sign for XRP we've ever seen. Once you understand it, you'll see why this could be the start of a major change in the world's finances. This means that Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, isn't just talking about change. He says that world finance is about to change a lot. It was made clear by Garlinghouse in a recent talk with Bloomberg that they are not working with Swift, but instead will be replacing them. This is more than just bold talk. Here's a look at how Ripple thinks international payments should work in the years to come. Ripple is completely different from Swift, which has long been the leader in foreign money transfers by sending payment instructions. Over 100 banks that use Swift are already connected to RippleNet. This shows that Swift is not a good way to move money anymore because it is slow, expensive, and requires accounts to be paid ahead of time. Instead, Ripple provides liquidity through XRP, its own digital asset. XRP acts as a bridge currency that quickly changes one fiat currency to another, cutting costs and settlement times by a huge amount. Garlinghouse's goal is nothing less than enormous. He made Ripple's goal clear at XRP Apex 2025 in Singapore to take 14% of Swift's global cross-border transaction. That's not just text going back and forth, that's trillions of dollars moving through XRP. Just think about how prices will change when XRP becomes the main way to buy and sell things. There would be a huge increase in people wanting to keep and use XRP, which would limit supply and could lead to big price increases. This picture helps us understand why the crypto world reacted so strongly to last week's rumors of a possible partnership between Swift and Ripple. Many people thought that such a deal would make XRP go to all-time highs, but Garlinghouse quickly dashed those hopes by stressing the importance of competition over teamwork. He said it clearly, "We're taking over Swift, not welcoming it." This brings out an important point. Ripple isn't going to play the same old game. It's here to shake things up, come up with new ideas, and turn processes on their heads. The new changes to the law also make it easier to move forward. After years of legal uncertainty about Ripple and XRP, Garlinghouse said that the company was dropping its cross-appeal in the SEC lawsuit. This meant that the case was over. He wrote on Twitter, "We're ending this chapter for good." Now that the legal clouds are clearing, institutional players will probably feel safer working with XRP, which will lead to more acceptance and more liquidity. The widespread use of RippleNet and XRP has huge effects that go beyond technology. It means that soon, banks all over the world will be able to make payments more quickly, cheaply, and openly than ever before. As more banks and payment companies use XRP as a way to handle liquidity, demand for the token will naturally rise. This isn't because of hype, but because it's useful in the real world. This is the kind of widespread use that has caused the prices of crypto assets to rise very quickly in the past. Simply put, Ripple's plan to repeal Swift isn't just a way to get rid of an old message system. It has to do with building a new banking system around XRP, which will move trillions of dollars every year. If they are successful, the ripple effect could cause the price of XRP to skyrocket as the token becomes necessary for doing business around the world. Now let's look at whale accumulations, which is something the big players don't want you to see. These huge buyers are quietly adding more XRP than ever before behind the scenes. They're getting ready for something that